Alright guys, we're on live, so welcome back for more Fake Go. Since we just finished off for against Agartha, and I was been off streaming for farming on Valentine's 2020, which I don't want to live stream because it would be boring, and you guys probably wouldn't want to hear that crappy music while I was listening. Anyway, so right now I'm probably going to be taking on a break for farming so much on Valentine's 2020. So right now, I'm probably going to jump on right into Salem because I am so not prepared to be jumped right into Shimosa because of so much of gimmicky battles. Anyway, let's not waste any time, jump right into Salem. Here we go. Not bad at all. In fact, I dare say it came out rather well. Good morning, Sanson. Having a late breakfast? Oh, what a wonderful smell. Is that a crepe? Morning, Mash. No, this is a buckwheat gelette. I heard we procured some lovely ham and found myself hooked after spending some time with the chef. So you're using ham, cheese, a soft-boiled egg, and is that zucchini? It looks delicious. Thank you. I often had galettes just like this when I was growing up in Paris. They were originally a peasant dish from the Brittany region. It's even said they were served at the palace of King Louis XIV's mother, Anne of Austria. Ideally, I would have liked to pair it with hard cider, but... Oh, right. Exactly. You couldn't do that because we've run out, right? Apparently, someone broke into the kitchen and stole most of our alcohol. Really? Was it a thief? I think so, since a number of rooms also experienced inexplicable blackouts around the same time. That's why I'm on the case right now. Holmes has been preoccupied with something in the hangar lately, so it's up to me to be the detective this time. I see. In that case, I will gladly offer my assistance. Ever since the search for the 7 Holy Grails came to an end, what has brought me the greatest joy is the drastic improvements made to Chaldea's pantry. It's thanks to them that servants like us can enjoy seasonal delicacies and flavors from around the world. I am so grateful to be able to experience so many wonderful tastes, but ashamed to learn that there is a thief among us here in Chaldea. Me too. Since Chaldea is still responsible for preserving humanity, managing our food stockpiles is important. Well said. My head. I feel sick. Good morning, Robin. You seem a bit under the weather. Oh, morning, Mash. Don't mind me. I can smell the alcohol from here. Robin? He's clearly hungover. He must have drunk an immense amount to be disaffected despite being a servant. Fortunately, this works out well. Here, Robin, drink up this onion soup. It'll get you hydrated and replenish some of the salt you lost. If that doesn't cure your hangover, drink a glass of water with some baking soda to reduce the acidity in your stomach. No thanks, I'm not drinking that. I've smelled rotten animals that weren't so rank. There aren't even any medicinal herbs in it. I mean, it's not like you're a witch or an alchemist or... my head. I knew it. You're still in bad shape. What help could you be if there was an emergency right now? Won't you please consider taking Sanson's advice and having a soup? Also, I would appreciate it if you could tell me what happened last night. And please, don't skimp on the details. Last night? Okay, if that's what you want, I couldn't care less what Dr. Frenchie says, but I can't say no to you. Still, there's not that much to tell. I just kind of ended up getting roped into a little drinking party the Arthurs were having. Oh yeah, my original, how are you doing? I'm just taking a break for that, Valentine's 2020 farming. I just got, sanctioned up with my servants and stuff. Oh shit, what happened? Dropped some deep crashes. Sometimes it's nice to just cut loose and drink like there's no tomorrow. Consequences be damned. You know? Anyway, the last thing I remember is Amadeus crashing the party and drinking the rest of the booze. After that, it's all a blank. I was going for MXHA. Uh-oh. Did you get her? Because my main account, I got her. But not my alternate account, because this is just free to play. Oh. I don't know where because my friend is going back to his country. You know, he want to come back. Oh. That's sad. Get spooked. Oh no. Rip. F for respect. Well, actually, I got the... Damn. Rip, man. Well, I mean, I got MHX A for, I got like, I used 11 tickets and then used it for like 150 coins and I got her. Yeah. Well, you know it. Amadeus. I swear, the man is a bottomless pit where alcohol is concerned. He always showed up unannounced at parties, drains the wine cellar as if it were his own, and doesn't even pay a single ecu to boot. Robin, were you perhaps sent to raid the kitchen last night, as an errand boy of sorts? Spending for 1 year. Yeah, just gotta be careful with that money. Now that you mention it, I think something like that might have happened.
I see. I'm glad I'm making progress. I knew I could resolve a small case like this without asking Holmes for help. At any rate, it seems clear that you were all getting plastered on Chaldea's reserves.
Indeed. What a sorry sight. Yeah. Not all of us were brought up with the luxury of using proper knives and forks for our dainty little breakfast. Unlike some nobles I know. I'm not a noble! Oh, is that so? Maybe you're not, but you aren't exactly one of us commoners either, are you?
What's going on with Robin? Does he have some sort of problem with Sanson?
An alarm? What does that tablet of yours say, Mash?
Let me see. It's a type 3 alert. An abnormality has been spotted somewhere far away. I'll head for the command room.
Can we turn it down? This sound is the last thing I needed with this headache.
Robin, you need to take care of yourself hangover before you do anything else.
Right. Agreed. Once you do that, I shall take you to see the chef. Set my limit to $1,000 a year for FGO. Okay. I see. Just like you have to get some like whatchamacallit for real life instead of just getting the in-game. Got it. Take care, Mash. Don't push yourself too hard now. Looks like things have finally calmed down. Guess they've got a handle on the situation now. Ah well, it ain't any of my business. I'm A-OK steering clear of this limelight. All those hot-blooded hero types can handle demon schemes and threats to humanity just fine without me. Yeah. This soup really does hit the spot. Yeah, that's what I did. I also invested for my long term for my account. Don't be like Daigo, okay? Yeah, I know. I have also enjoyed FGO, but I'm still waiting for that any of the stories like Lost Bell arcs coming up in like end of March. I can't wait to see what's happening in that story.
I'm here. What's the situation?
You're looking fluffy as ever, Mash.
Did you say fluffy? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean by that, but thank you, senpai.
Oh no. Kind of taking over most of my other Gaka. Oh boy, being brainwashed.
In fact, you're looking kind of fluffy yourself too. Like here, where you've still got some bedhead. Okay, you two. It's too early in the morning for flooding, and the command room is in the place. That's better. Now then, here's all the information we've got so far. You can fix your bed while you listen, so fast. First of all, we know that the alarm originated in North America. We're detecting an incredible magical energy signature, but the threat level is fairly low, at least for now. At the moment, we're sending in a fleet of investigate drones to collect more intel and communicating with the local authorities. We're also coordinating with the North American branch of the Major Association, since Charlie has been observed this phenomenon. However, there aren't many association agents in North America, so I doubt they'll be of much help.
I feel proud of having a whole SSR support set up now. Oh, good for you. I don't really care about having like... I mean, I do want to get SSR, but this fucking Gaka raid is just so bad. As long as having like 4 stars or 5 stars serving to get, it's fine. It's something better than just having like 3 stars or lower rarity. Alright. Plus the SSR is like cost more than the SR or lower that the party cost, because it's like 16, and then 4 stars that's like 12 cost. Right. Yeah, next year hopefully you'll get her admiration. I just got her on my main account. Oh, and I also got my waiver too on my main account as well. On Story Summon, I got her. Yeah. Oh yeah, the 3rd anniversary coming up in like midsummer. Where exactly in North America is this coming from?
If you'll direct your attention to the screen, right here, this image which is taken by one of our stationary satellites. The United States East Coast, specifically an area north of Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh no. That sucks to be you. You know what's funny? I can show you on that Twitter. I'll send you on that link. Fucking hilarious. That guy literally just got a fucking lucky roll. Take a look at that link. Fucking this guy. Just look at it. Right, continue on reading.
The United States East Coast, specifically an area north of Boston, Massachusetts. Come to think of it, it's still the middle of the night over there, isn't it? Even so, it's so dark. I don't see a hint of light anywhere. It looks more like a crater than anything. That's right. It's pitch black, complete in total darkness. We can't detect so much as a hint of artificial light within a perfectly circular 7-kilometer radius. This is no blackout or freak weather. Magecraft is the only explanation for something like this. Naturally, since it's covered in such total darkness, we don't have any other visual data.
Do we know what's in the middle of this darkness?
As I recall, there was a port town here at this inlet. I think its name was...
Salem. It is a cursed name, both for the white man and for us.
Geronimo.
My presence was requested, and so I have come. Are you sure I can be of use, Da Vinci? My tribe knows little of the sea, after all.
I'm sure, Geronimo. In fact, you're the perfect warrior for the job. The proud members of your tribe have been attuned to that land's voice since ancient times, so we could really use your wisdom right now.
I see. So the situation has become so dire that you're making a formal request for my help. Very well. I will be of assistance however I can.
What about the people inside the darkness? Are they alright? At the moment, we have no way of knowing. So far, the US Army's reconnaissance drones haven't picked up any sign of the local populace, or even any radio transmissions. Simply put, 50,000 people who just finished their perfectly ordinary day have inexplicably disappeared. I can only imagine what the White House advisors are going through right now in the run-up to the inevitable press conference. That's terrible.
Could this be a demon god pillar?
You mean one of the demon god pillars that escaped when Goetia was destroyed? Yes, Silkbrass. This is almost certainly the work of a demon god pillar. That said, the extent to which it seems not to be even making an effort to conceal the insidious nature of this anomaly concerns me. And the other abnormalities we've dealt with over the past several months, like Shinjuku and Edgartha. The culprits try to keep their identity a secret. On top of that, both of those singularities occurred in the past. Hell, in Edgartha's case, it was so thoroughly hidden that it was literally miles under the ground. But that is not the case here. It's taking place right now, and it is so obvious that even the US government knows about it. Neither of the other demon god pillars attempted anything like this, and that is truly worrying. Still, at least this singularity is on a much smaller scale. It reminds me of Fuyuki in how it's only covering a single town.
Smaller scale, only in comparison with what we have seen so far, you mean. But even now, I can see the strategy unfolding before my eyes. I pray that the dawning sun will chase away the curtain of darkness that has befallen this land. So, what will you do now, Da Vinci? And you, my friend? We have to get to Salem right now.
Right, Senpai?
I am afraid I disagree. The time is not yet right.
But there are people in clear and present danger. 50,000 of them, no less.
We do not know for sure that this is not a trap. It's possible that we may end up being glad that only tens of thousands of people lost their lives there. We are still very much in the dark ourselves. All we know for certain is what Da Vinci said. Never before have we seen such a bold approach as this. I sense that the demon god lying in wait in this darkness is more cautious and villainous than any we have yet faced. Da Vinci, have there been any updates in the investigation? Any further details come to light?
Yes, there's been a few more updates, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. When the darkness first appeared, it quickly expanded to its current radius in just a few seconds before its progress suddenly stopped. Since then, it's remained completely static, at least from the outside. Mages from the association have sent in familiars, but we've lost contact with each and every one of them. Land, sea, low-flying air. No matter how the familiars attempted to infiltrate the darkness, not a single one of them has reported back. On top of that, the directors of Boston's Holy Church haven't been quiet about this either. This unidentified phenomenon precludes the use of spiritual invocations, sacrifices, ruins, summoning circles, an anti-fortress, and anti-army noble phantasm in the area surrounding Salem. These areas include parts of Beverly, Peabody, Danvers, Marblehead, Swampscott, and Lynn. We regretfully report that we have not discovered any evidence of magical involvement, nor can we completely rule it out in regards to this situation. Oh, that means this phenomenon has taken the church completely by surprise. Every banner has somebody like that. Oh, yeah. So it's safe to conclude that none of the persons of interest they've been keeping an eye on have gone near Salem either. You can tell this was a real bitter pill for them to swallow, especially given how proud they are. It's a bit of a surprise for them to throw up their hands in bafflement like this. Though that's not to say they're at a loss for words. One of them went on to add, "Were I to venture my personal opinion, I might say that it seems as if the very hand of God himself has laid waste to the earth." Can you believe that? Sure doesn't sound like something a man of the cloth should go around saying, if you ask me.
Well, it would appear to be a different God than the one their faith sees as the one true God.
I've heard rumors about Chaldea staff being stationed around the world for some time now. But I had no idea they were also working at Mages Association branches and the Holy Church. Of course they are. They're covert agents we planted on site to blend into their respective areas. The Chaldea Security Organization hasn't just been sitting around twiddling its stumps waiting for these stray demon gods to reappear, you know? These agents are just a part of our overall effort, though I have to admit that it wasn't easy finding people with no familial or community ties to get to come work for us. Roman always excelled at hiring the right kind of people. He did leave behind a manual detailing his procedures, but it's not just the same. Still, it's definitely helped. Once I knew where to look, it was just a matter of balancing the budget. I recruited mages, demonology experts, and exorcists, and stationed them in cities of interest. And Boston just so happened to be one of them. The other North American agents should all be gathered there by now. At this point, we're still just running recon. Since we're not on site ourselves, the best thing we can do right now is gather as much information as we can and figure out our next move.
So, we wait for news from people we trust?
That's right. At times like this, there's nothing wrong with depending on others for help. You've really grown so fast. Trying to handle everything yourself is the height of arrogance and can lead you to terrible mistakes, and in the end, you're left with nothing but greed. I'm relieved to see that self-sacrifice isn't your answer to everything anymore. Still, isn't there anything we can do? Of course! Plenty, in fact. Now that the alert level has been raised, we're getting reports from all over the world. Somebody has to determine if they're authentic and whether they're related to what's happening in Salem. I'd like you to handle that, Mash. Understood. Now I think it's about time we pulled in a certain great detective to help us out. His work in the hangar should probably have gotten boring to him by now, so he'll probably be in his room or just wandering around Chaldea.
Oh, you mean Sherlock Holmes?
So, Frost, would you mind speaking with Holmes yourself? Of course, I doubt you'll have much luck when he barely even pays attention to what Watson has to say. I see. Don't worry, we'll handle that too. I'll drag him in here by force if I have to, just like Mrs. Hudson. Besides, Da Vinci, have you been cooped up in here since last night? Ah, you noticed, did you? You're right. I was actually in the middle of testing a certain summon when the alarm sounded. Just between us, the timing couldn't have been worse. Even geniuses like me can make mistakes. For a moment, I was afraid I might unwittingly cause the second huge Chaldea explosion.
Is there anything I can do to help? You say you wish to have a hand in matters of paperwork. I don't think such orderly, delicate work is suited to your talents, friend. For the moment. Why don't you wait until we're ready to act? You can catch up on your napping in the meantime.
I agree, Senpai. Please let us handle this for now. I may no longer be able to fight on the front lines, but in return, I'll do everything I can to support you from back here. That's the sort of Kohai I aspire to be.
Oh, you are the best Kohai. Must be Cersei.
Thanks for waiting, everyone. We're nearly ready to begin this operation now. What's more, this will almost certainly end up being the final raid shift.
The final raid shift? Well, actually, I just skipped over the Shimosa because I am not prepared for that. Ah, yes. caster team. Except you, Sherlock. Why is that?
Because we now know that this is the very last Demon God pillar, the last singularity to be observed on Earth. We may not have been able to determine where the Demon God pillars that escaped from the Temple of Time had hidden themselves, but we were able to find the distortions in space-time they created wherever they went. Not that we could have done that without Chaldeas, of course, and it's those readings that are telling us this will be the last. The Mage Association and the UN have jointly decided to halt all race ship operations following this pseudo-spiritron transfer. After this, barring authorization from the new director being appointed in December, we won't be able to race ship anymore, no matter what.
That's disappointing to hear, but it does make sense. We shouldn't be race shifting after humanity has stabilized anyway, since it does involve time travel.
Exactly! Which is why the race shift technology will be sealed away once we've dealt with this final instability. It's now been 72 hours since this large-scale disappearance occurred on the east coast of North America, with Salem at its center. Let me start by telling you what we learned directly from our own investigation and information gathering. First off, we've decided to call the darkness that sprang up out of nowhere to cover all of Salem the Mist. Given how it absorbs all visible light and other forms of electromagnetic waves, and doesn't obey any laws of physics, we are certain it's an instance of magecraft. Its scale remains unchanged since it first appeared, as I mentioned earlier, a near-perfect circle with a radius of 7 kilometers. We also now know that the mist extends upwards to an average altitude of 600 meters. It's easy to enter this area, but so far, nothing that has done so has made it back out. Every one of the unmanned vehicles, unmanned surveillance units, drones, and closed-circuit robots sent in by the US Army has been swallowed up by the dark. Either that, or they simply ceased functioning the moment they got too close.
They have also tried using helicopters. I'm told they're called Apaches, to lower in sensors, but all of those ended up being destroyed as well. So, not even a single drone made it back? I'm afraid not. Each and every one ended up broken and inoperable. A number of journalists snuck past the Army's blockade and went into the mist themselves, but there is no sign that any of them have returned. The same is true of the trained animals that were sent in for reconnaissance, poor things. Nor have we been able to confirm any birds or other wild animals either coming from or going into the mist. Curses! Then it has become a completely burned wasteland. A barbaric land of darkness that does not suffer even a single watt to pass.
We next tried to fight magecraft with magecraft by bringing in our own mages. They sent in familiars protected by magical barriers, cyber daemons, automata, and more. Unfortunately, despite the local staff's best efforts, those ended in failure too. But as of last night, we finally received word that a single attempt was successful, returning with valuable new information.
Could you not have just led with that and spared us all extra nonsense? I mean, what do the US Army's troubles really matter to us? How dare you! Have you no respect for their sense of duty? My schedule is completely shot thanks to having to write a manuscript on such short notice. Just look at these bags under my eyes! Now, my friend, I understand how you feel, but let us not make molehills into mountains. The important thing is that our work is now done. Our duty has passed like a ship in the night.
You there, leave that alone. We're dealing with the mist properties and to prepare our future countermeasures. It's especially important that you understand this part, so fast.
You weren't able to contact the inside even with magecraft.
So, you do understand. The only thing that made it back was a single mechanical doll. It was originally designed to be a clock before a puppet master mage, disguised as a clock maker, repurposed it It's made out of oak gears, cast iron nails, and baleen, a robot created without any modern technology whatsoever. This medieval robot managed to bring back sketches of what things are like inside a mist by automatically transcribing what it saw with its crystal pupils. Take a look at these. Uh-huh.
I see. Yes, this is definitely Salem. A peaceful, run-of-the-mill village whose pious residents live their lives with integrity. However, this is not modern-day Salem. These sketches clearly show how it looked centuries ago.
Right, we cross-referenced them with our records and found that they were identical to Salem in the late 17th century. Basically, the world within the darkness is 17th century Salem, as it was in colonial times.
I see. That would mean it's still British territory then. No wonder the US Army was so completely useless. Be quiet! This cowardly invasion cannot stand! What about the 50,000 people who live there now? Remember, this is not the first time this land has been invaded.
As we established, the recorded observations are of Salem in the 17th century. The only way the robot could make such observations is if the past has been faithfully recreated, or if some manner of magecraft is displacing the area itself. It's fascinating to wonder, but the effect this could have on humanity is immeasurable. This is almost certainly the work of a demon god pillar still plotting to incinerate humanity. Demon god pillar. That reminds me. Geronimo, earlier you said that the name Salem is cursed. What did you mean by that?
That's all in the past now. It belongs to history. Do you mind if I tell this story, Mr. Edison?
By all means, though we may wish it weren't so, this remains a part of our nation's history.
Very well then. The town of Salem and its neighboring lands were home to 3 tragedies. The first was plague. When the white man came to our shores, he brought with him an epidemic that nearly wiped out the Massachusetts tribe living in Boston Harbor. The second was war, albeit this war was more of a massacre. The Wampanoag tribe members that managed to survive the plague put up a valiant fight. But in the end, their chief's skull still became an ornament for the white man's village. Never mind that the white man only survived the cruel winter thanks to the resources the Wampanoag left behind. In a stroke of truly bitter irony, the state would go on to be named after Massachusetts tribe, and these events would be celebrated as a national holiday. Finally, the third tragedy that took place in Salem was the witch trials. This time, the white man went around killing his own kind. Fearing the devil's influence, they hung many innocent people. I trust you now see why I called it a cursed land.
I do.
So, do these trials have anything to do with Johnny?
Ha 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 ha! It may seem that way, but in truth, the 2 events were completely unrelated. Witches were never anything more than another creation of man's fevered imagination and infinite capacity for self-delusion. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. They are merely characters who only ever appeared in works of fiction. I may have used of them myself in my own stories, but I have never once encountered a genuine article. Furthermore, those who claim these fictional beings are real in order to serve their own selfish ends are simply in denial of that delusion. In mine own time as well, people sense the truth through skin and scent. Even if they did rarely put pen to paper to express what they truly thought, that there is indeed a collective unconscious that fears witches and their curses. Now that some time has passed since then, I wonder what things are like in the modern day.
I believe that is less relevant than one might think. I have no interest in determining where in history late 17th century Salem should fall. Nevertheless, it is abundantly clear that piety was not the only thing the Puritans brought to the New World. Those who loathe sin, who judge sinners by their own hands, are inevitably the sort who wish to engage in sin themselves. Such people will always exist, no matter the day and age. It is a fundamental aspect of the criminal mind. So, what, then, is a witch? A criminal? A victim? The answer to that question has changed as people's beliefs have shifted over time. As one who understands the mysterious and the mystic and rejects the guidance of an unknowable God, I would say the witch trials were exactly what their name suggests, a lawful process used to pass judgment on so-called witches. An attempt to manage the frenzied panic of a witch hunt in a stylish, civilized manner. Of course, offering madness a seat at the dinner table after it comes barging in unannounced does nothing to change its inherent nature. Thus, the persecution of witches continued unabated in the West until it culminated in its final chapter in the New World. Ironically, in Salem, a land steeped in pious faith, it was there where the devil truly ran free, where reason and desire, scientific spirit and occult mindsets came together.
Enough! Put the violin away! What possible use could it be here? If you just want to hear yourself talk, then go to your room where you won't bother anyone.
Oh, was that a bit long-winded? And here I thought I was being considered by drawing the listener in with generous amounts of exposition. Oh my god, Hans. Why? It's so good!
I think that's enough witch trial talk for now. For my part, over the last few days, I've been investigating whether there might have been any changes in past events. I've been checking the repaired foundation over and over for signs of instability. I haven't overlooked anything, and yet, something is still going on. There's something about this singularity that's unlike anything we've seen so far. Some small distortion that threatens the very rules of our world.
The data is indeed accurate, and this case is undeniably clear for all to see, which would mean the culprit is closer to a god than a human, a demon god, to be precise. It is certainly no surprise that a demon god pillar would act veiled in secrecy, but even mysterious acts like this are bound by incontrovertible rules. However, these rules cannot be tested from the outside. To do so, one must venture inwards to get, as they say, up close and personal.
Holmes is right. If we can't get information that makes sense from the outside, then we have to investigate from the inside. Master Soapbox, as Chaldea's acting director, I am formally requesting that you be the one to enter the mist. I want you to investigate whatever it is inside, rescue as many people as you can, find a demon god pillar, and destroy it.
Yes, ma'am.
You're up, MASH.
Right, the mist boundary field. We've conducted a number of tests in our analysis of the one automata that successfully returned, and learned that the mist eliminated anything made with post-17th century technology. That's why the cutting-edge drones that were sent in ceased to function.
What's inside a mist?
Well, as the acting commander said earlier, they do appear to be humans inside. What's more, we believe they are leading normal lives despite their confinement.
Normal lives? Then the people who live there are alright? But wait a moment. Wouldn't it be panic out of their minds? I know I would.
I'm afraid
Unfortunately, we just don't know whether those people are safe. We haven't gathered enough information yet. As you saw from the sketches, the area inside the mist has changed completely. It appears to be recreating Salem and the way its people lived their lives in the late 17th century. Whatever the reason for that may be, that's where we need to begin.
Wow, I'm impressed you figured all that out so quickly.
This was information we got from the near future observation lens, Sheba. Incredibly detailed information too. Especially given that it was observing something in present-day space-time. Usually, Sheba isn't much help at all, so the whole staff was puzzled by why we were able to use it here. I'm sure there's a good explanation for it, but since we don't have the time to figure out right now, I'm just going to chalk it up to the unexpected stroke of good luck.
Indeed, truly, this is an act of providence. God has clearly seen fit to bless us in this dire time. Now, we should hurry and find a way through that field, whatever it takes.
I agree, which is why Holmes and I put our heads together and came up with a possible strategy. A ray shift that results in the same era. This way, we can send you straight to the heart of Salem without moving you across time. However, there are two major conditions involved with this plan that I need you to understand, so Frost. As I explained earlier, we get one round-trip ray shift, period. What's more, the number of people we can ray shift is severely limited. The Association had already forced us to shut down the reactor in Chaldea's basement. So, we only have enough remaining magical energy for one last large-scale round trip.
But there are exceptions to every rule, eh? Just goes to show you can't cross a bridge until you come to it.
We're not operating independently anymore. We can't afford to be optimistic, or even pessimistic. As for the second condition, you'll need to dress for the occasion so that you don't stand out in late 17th century Salem. Think of it as an officially sanctioned cosplay. It may sound silly, but we believe it will be essential to letting you move around in Salem unimpeded.
Sounds great to me. I'll go first then. You can't. Why not?
Bell, tell them.
Indeed. Once we learn all this, Lady Da Vinci asked us to come up with a scenario for infiltrating the area. I nearly fainted when I first thought she was asking me to sneak in, so you can imagine my relief to know this is not the case. You do know you don't have to share every thought that comes into that swollen head of yours, don't you? Haha! After all, we servants are but a band of fools and eccentrics. As such, we are well suited to being actors. Thus, in this scenario, you will visit Salem as part of a traveling group of performers. A troupe, if you will. What a joke. The great William Shakespeare reduced to writing a script for a glorified circus act. I knew even before you put quill to paper that, taking into account the inexperienced actors and uptight audience, there was no way the script would be suitable. No, Anderson. There is nothing more delightful in a story than a surprising and well-conceived twist. In this case, we hardly need world-class talent. Of course, they will need to be able to perform in some fashion, or the whole ploy will be for naught. A troupe is, by definition, a place where those who are otherwise unable to earn a living drift together, which makes it perfect for camouflage.
Wait, hold up. You mean we're going to be performing?
Is there a problem with that? I think it's a pretty clever idea myself. As for which servants will actually be joining this troupe, I decided to choose them myself, taking Bill's opinion into account, of course.
Let me tell you, it was a terrible headache coming up with a scenario that fit these rank amateurs. Still, that's not to say it wasn't fulfilling. Go ahead and knock yourself out with this manuscript. Just make sure you pay it full and up front.
So then, neither Shakespeare or Anderson will be joining this mission? What about you, Geronimo? I'm sure Senpai would be greatly relieved to have you along.
I'm sorry, Mash, but I can't do that. I wasn't cast in this operation either. No doubt they thought my inclusion would lead to unforeseen difficulties, even as a member of a troupe. I would like nothing more than to help, but not if it means putting my friend in danger.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
On the flip side of that, what's gotten into you, Medea? You loathed this idea from the moment you heard it. You said you refused even if we used a command spell. Does the fact that you've been standing around without making a peep mean you still haven't made a decision?
Well, I guess I'm still thinking about it. You want to send Medea to Salem? Are you serious? Even if she's just going to pretend to be a Troop A member, that's far too dangerous. After all, Medea really is a...
Exactly. Regardless of Medea's extenuating circumstances, sending a real witch to a place famous for witch hunts is the height of folly. Boy, dull, dim-witted. I should have expected no better response from a lion.
Quite. There is not a hint of humor or adventure to be found in it.
Indeed, couldn't have said it better myself. Ha! Go ahead and laugh if you want. I'm used to being ridiculed by selfish so-called geniuses. But this is neither the time nor the place to be discussing humor, or fashion, or patience patterns, There are American citizens who have been swallowed up by this darkness. Their very lives are at stake. If you want to be funny, then save it for the movies.
I understand you're very patriotic, Edison, but I'm afraid things just aren't that simple. This may be the modern day, but we're dealing with a world from the past and a town of witch hunts where external support just isn't an option. Common sense alone won't get us through this. We need a specialist expertise. That's why we're counting on Medea to serve in an advisory role. If a demon god is behind this, then it's going to be an extremely difficult mission. And there's no one better suited to find the line between superstition and magecraft than her. Of course, we really didn't expect this request to upset her like it has. But if she changed her mind after sleeping on it, then all is well that ends well.
But, settle down. There's no problem here. No wait. Let me try that again. There's no need to make a fuss over things that haven't come to pass, Mash. I swear by Hikate that I won't let any harm befall Master.
What's this? Are you feeling a bit off today or something?
I was just in a bad mood last night. Anyway, it's up to Master to make the final call. Am I wrong, little writer?
I'm getting chills. There's something seriously wrong with her.
What about you, Mash? Are you coming along too? I can't. I was never part of the cast to begin with, so...
Anyway, now that you're all caught up, I'm going to go ahead and begin the race ship preparations. In the meantime, Selfrost, I want you to brief everyone we chose to accompany you. Remember, we don't have a lot of time before you need to leave. I especially want you to keep in that mind that this is our one and only chance to race ship.
Right, thank you. Oh my god. Alright. Oh!
What you reading there?
Oh, this is the file for this mission. Did you already finish your briefing? Me? Don't worry, I'm fine. I've been working pretty hard these last few days, but I'm feeling better now that I've had a bit of break. Compared to what you and everyone else who's about to head to Salem must be going through. I'm sorry, you're right. Looking back now, I have been a bit discouraged. It goes without saying at this point, but I'm not a combatant anymore. I'm Da Vinci's assistant and a summoning circle engineer. Having an ordinary Chaldea staff member like myself go to somewhere like Salem would only put me and everyone else in danger. I just wish there was some way I could be useful.
Okay.
Useful. Useful. That's it!
Mash?
I'm sorry, Senpai. I just remembered something urgent I have to do. Now, if you excuse me, I'll have to prepare right away. See you later.
Now that was some impressive Kohai power!
Let's see, I'm gonna check on Twitter. Okay.
Okay, it looks like everyone's all set. We'll be sending a party of 6 into Salem, including Soapfrost. Once again, do not let your guard down after making your way past the bounded field. Make sure not to say or do anything that would give away the fact that you aren't originally from the 17th century. Alright, initiating ray shift sequence. What? Wait! Please, take me with you to Salem. Ugh. Well now, that's a pretty last minute request. But I'm afraid we already filled all the roles we need. There aren't any other... Yes, there is! I've heard that troopers like these have a prompter who works behind the scenes to feed the performers their lines. In that case, I believe Senpai will need a dependable Kohai to be his secretary. Don't worry about the scripts. I've already learned them all by heart. I dare say you won't find a better prompter than me on such short notice anywhere. So once again, I request to accompany the rest of the troupe. Of course, I'm certain I can be useful as an on-site Chaldea staff member as well.
I second that request. You memorized our entire script? Well, well, I'm impressed. I certainly cannot argue with that. What do you think, Mr. Showbiz? Does your script need a bit of support?
My script is nothing less than a perfection itself. However, even a perfect script means little without actors to bring it to life. A prompter to feed the performers on stage their lines, you say? Such a role could well be crucial to ensuring the success of a performance put on by an amateur cast. Above all, I cannot help but commend her for memorizing the entire script. As such, I am more than happy to support Mash's request. Besides, if the troupe cannot perform convincingly, they are certain to become under suspicion. To be honest, I think this would be a great help.
What do you think, Geronimo?
I'm afraid I can't concur. Having a young girl accompany a troupe of performers is bound to invite misunderstandings. It would be dangerous, even without the threat of combat. But I will say that Mash seems to have taken all that into consideration. In which case, I believe this is Mash's decision to make. What if we say she's the troupe leader's little sister? Little. If anything, I believe Mash would be more convincing as your older sister. I'll warn you now, Soapfrost. Such a pretense would only invite further suspicion.
Me? Playing Senpai's older sister? I can see you're set on this, and the other party members don't appear to have any objections. If Soapfrost's okay with it, then I have no real basis to refuse Mash's request. But let me give you this warning. Integrity won't keep you safe in a world of abnormalities. Sometimes you'll need to be a straight-up sophist or to look the other way. At times like that, you'll need to weigh your own principles against the mission's success. Understood. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm counting on you, Soapfrost. Good luck.
Okay, everyone. To Salem.
Alright then. In that case, I hereby issue the Remnant's Order's final command. Master Soapfrost will arrive at the Salem Singularity at the current time. Make sure you make full use of all your experience to date, and see to it that you come back safely from this especially exceptional mission.
Thank you.
Excellent. Everything looks good with the ray shift. Okay, let's get back to our monitoring duties. Our servants remain on standby until further notice.
Do you think it was a good idea to let her go along? I knew that Mash would want to go. You were the one who was most against it, Da Vinci.
I've nearly been accused of being a witch myself. Oh, not in a broom flying, wand wielding, people cursing, sins, so much as being thought of as a heretic. Somebody claimed that the autospies I did for research were evil rituals. I'm sorry to say that back then, I didn't handle it very bravely. Instead of standing up for what I believed in, I found myself at a loss for words. I turned my back on the truth and had to lie about who I really was. Over time, that kind of pressure starts to eat away at you. It's like poison more than anything else. I just thought that Mash was a little young to go through that kind of torture.
Don't be silly. Those two have all seen nearly every side of humanity by now. The ugliness of the witch trial should put a nice bow on the whole thing. Besides, the very notion of sending a troupe of performers into a Puritan village was utter lunacy from its genesis. Indeed, fighting with fire, as they say. Ha 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 ha.
Huh? Where are Soapbox and the others? Did they already leave?
Huh? What are you still doing here?
What's going on? Was there a problem with the raid ship?
Oh ho! We seem to have gotten our twist rather early in the story. How delightful. How is this delightful? This is terrible. Is there no way we can contact them?
I've been knocked out this whole time. That wasn't me who went along. That was someone pretending to be me, using magic as a disguise.
So, we're dealing with someone capable of outwitting a witch. This is bad.
If you're here, then, who's the Medea who went to Salem?
I don't know. We'll see you throughout the chapters. Oh, everything's so dark. Alright. Let's jump right in. Quiet forest. Weekend? Okay. Unknot before dawn. So Sanson, Nezha, and Robin are not going to bring that. So we'll use this one. Team of Sansons, go. Okay. Does this mean we made it inside? It looks like we're in a forest outside of Salem. Sometime before daybreak. I mean, that is what we were trying for. But it's so dark, even for night.
Is everyone alright? I'm still getting my bearings here. Sure doesn't feel too hospitable though. I'll tell you that much. I figured it'd be pitch black inside a mist, but it's actually a lot brighter than I thought.
I'm impressed, Robin. I should have known you'd have great night vision. I can barely see a thing. Do you think you could take guard duty?
Sure, you got it. I'll check our watches against the stars later to make sure we're all synced up too. Well, that didn't take long. I've already got eyes on someone suspicious. Looks like a guy, but that's a witch if I saw one. Just look at his beady evil eyes. Are you talking about me? That's rich. If I were you, I'd hope no one mistakes me for a bandit and shoots me.
Stop that, you two! You should at least try to act like performers. What if someone overheard you?
Good point. Wait, what the? Damn, you scared me. Oh, I know you. You're Crown Prince Nezha, one of the newbies. You've been standing there so still that I mistook you from a wax doll.
Dolls lack capacity for thought. You show no sign of thought. Does that mean You are a doll.
Ouch, that's harsh. Guess I deserve that. Sorry, I just forgot I said anything.
Is everyone here, Mash?
Just a moment, Senpai.
Slowly but surely, my eyes are starting to adjust to the dark. Over there, is that Medea? Well, not Medea, though. Medea, it is you, right? Can you come closer, please? We need to stick together right now. I know. Ray shifting. Whoever thought it was a good idea to combine magecraft and science? I don't think I'll ever get used to this feeling. Anyway, that's all 7 of us, including Senpai. Everyone, please make sure you have all your things, then we'll be on our way. Okay, let's go find a village.
Man, I can't believe we're all stuck walking. You think that Da Vinci could have planned something a little more convenient? Besides, if we had a covered wagon to ride in, it'd go a long way towards helping the locals buy what we're selling.
You really do love complaining, don't you?
We were only able to bring a bare minimum of equipment we need. We'll just have to make do with what we got. That's always how it is with ray ships. If we need anything else, then we procure it on site. Yeah, I know. We're traveling performers, so we don't have a whole lot to our names. Guess I should be honored that the bard himself came up with our little bit of theater. Come to think of it, we ought to decide on a name for our merry band. Any ideas, master?
I was wondering about that too. We should figure that out before we run into anyone.
Okay, let's go with the Soap Wash Company.
The Soap Wash Company, huh? That's great.
What's so funny? It's not all that bad. You really don't have any manners, do you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a little too witty for you? I didn't know you great scholars were so hard-headed. I gotta say though, don't you think that it's not all that bad? It's kind of condescending as phrase goes.
I didn't mean it like that. But now that you mention it, I know what you meant. Thank you, Ringmaster. You're very kind.
Senpai, I can't help but notice that Robin and Sanson are always at each other's throats.
One of them is basically Mr. Reverence.
Whatever. I know we prepared for it, but it's not like we're for sure gonna put on a play. I'd just as soon not cross that bridge if I don't have to.
Don't worry, I can always entertain with my dancing. Besides, we also have 2 beautiful stars right here, right? Me? I know that Nezha is an important character in many Chinese operas, like Journey to the West, but you're not also talking about me, are you? I sure am. If I had to, I'll even bring Master up on the stage.
If Mash does it, I guess I can too.
Senpai! If that is your wish, Master, I shall do my best. I believe the expression is knock them dead.
That doesn't mean actually kill him. It's all pretend. Got it? So don't go shooting at us or the audience. Oh, and there's one last thing I want to make sure of. I get we're gonna try to explain away our outfits as being performers' costumes, but isn't it gonna be a problem that we got some obvious Asian people here with us? How rude of you, Robin.
I think we should be okay there. I was concerned about how Senpai would be received here, so I checked out historical records. The late 17th century was also the tail end of the age of exploration. At the time, most of the interest in colonization had moved to the New World. But Europe already had a strong connection to Asia, thanks to the East India Company. They regularly imported spices from Southeast Asia, textiles from India, and tea and ceramics from China.
So since Salem was a British colony, and would later go on to be a thriving port town with lots of trade, the people here may not exactly see Asians every day, but they also shouldn't be so unusual that it would make them distrust us.
Huh, that's so. Figures that tea would be one of the great British Empire's three base desires.
Be that as it may, we should still prepare ourselves to be treated with prejudice.
Indeed. What's more, we do not know for sure that the culture here is the same as 17th century Salem, from our history or not.
By the way, Sir Frost, is there a way for us to contact Chaldea here? Huh? You mean our communications device? Didn't Da Vinci explain all this to us herself, Medea? I was present as an assistant myself, but I was preoccupied with making sure Senpai didn't nod off. Yes, of course! I just wanted to review the information, given how important it is.
We can never return to Chaldea ever again.
Huh? You're kidding, right? Don't tell me we're stuck here forever! Yes, he's kidding. Oh, Senpai. I have a special device for that purpose. Though it will take time to set up. So we won't be able to report our safe arrival back to Chaldea until that's done. Can anyone at all use that device? No, only Senpai. Ordinarily, this area wouldn't permit any kind of magical communication at all. But I was told we can get around that by linking the key mechanism to Senpai's command spells. Since Senpai has a strong connection to all the servants still at Chaldea. However, this method makes use of a backdoor, a byproduct of sorts that happens when Shiba acts up. So I believe it will only be used for this particular ratio. That said, it's not as though we're pressed for time. The important thing is that our ratio here was successful. I see. They really thought this through. Is there something important you need to contact Chaldea about? No, I was just curious.
Hold it! I see light up ahead. It's a campfire.
Oh, does this mean we're already at the center of Salem?
I doubt it. If that was the case, we'd be seeing fields long before even a hint of houses. There's a fair few people. I can hear them chattering amongst themselves. We ought to keep out of sight and move in for a closer look.
Do you all have your white ash branches? These are our magic wands. Now it's time to rap on the door. Tap it 3 times against the invisible door. Rat at tat, rat at tat, rat at tat, tap. This door leads to the world beyond, and once it's open, a spirit will appear and gift us with a prophecy. What sort of prophecy, Abby? It will tell you things about the future you desire, the boy of your dreams, and also glimpses of a far away world that's nothing like our own. The spirit will whisper what you must do to make your dreams come true. I want a dress that's even wetter than snow, something that's sure to catch his eye. I want to be brunette with hair dark as a raven's feathers. I want to know who I'm going to marry one day. Eek! Okay then, everyone. Make your wish as you throw your wands into the fire. Shall we sing Tituba's magic spell too?
Yes, let's. Oh my god, what with the eyes? Oh my god, what happened to them? They look so scary. Okay, what the hell is all that? They look like they're girls from the village, but they're all acting, well, crazy.
Aw, look how much they're having dancing. I wish I could join them.
But what are girls that young doing out this late at night? Could it be a trap or some sort of magecraft ritual? Do you sense any magical energy, Medea?
No, but oh, this is bad, very bad. What is?
If anything, the opposite. I sense nothing since we came here. Our magecraft has been severely weakened. Here, let me prove it. Robin, Sanson. Ah, dancing girl. Can't you change into your spirit forms?
No, I can't. What's going on here?
Oh no! Are you no longer servants? Don't tell me you've been incarnated.
No, that's not what this is. It feels more like I've been crammed into a temporary human body than anything. I thought the Spiritron conversion felt a little weird, even after the raid shift. Man, this is gonna be a pain. Man, this is gonna be a real pain in the ass. Who goes there? Who are you? Robin, lower your bow. It's just a child. Damn it, I let my guard down when we got here. If she overheard what we were just talking about. Hi there, young lady. What brings you out here?
You're outsiders. Senpai?
Are those girls over there friends of yours?
Friends? I don't have any friends.
Hello there. I am sorry if we startled you. As you saw, that scene is not yet ready for Z performance. But don't worry, we're not.
That accent. Are you a French soldier? A fugitive? I have to get out of here. Uh-oh, she ran off into the woods.
You there.
Sanson! Mash! Wait! We can deal with her later. Something's going on near the campfire. Master? Stay together, everyone. They'll pick you up if we get separated. What's going on? Why are the wild beasts so close to the village? Come on, Abby. Let's get out of here. Wait. Let me get a piece of firewood. Otherwise... We have to stay together. Get back. Huh?
Man, these New World beasties sure are rowdy.
Who are you?
Just an old dummy who didn't realize you've been surrounded by wild beasts, young lady. Too bad, none of them seem like they'd make a good dinner. Hell, they look hungrier than we are.
Demonic presence. These beasts. Beasts no longer.
Ringmaster. You don't mind if we throw down with these things, right?
Wait, Ringmaster. We need to help these girls first.
Let's see, Matahari, you and Mash get the girl somewhere safe.
Yes, Ringmaster. Your village is down that way, right? Then let's get going.
Okay. Grey Wolf, oh my god.
こんこんと屍さらす選んだなどこだ
Oh, that feels good.
参ります。参ります。痛みを。ごめんなさい。殺します。
Alright. Still more wolfy.
受けを選ん背中を押せ。どこだ。では死ねえ。
了解。はっ。了解。はっ。風魔風神
受けを選んだ。どこだ。
Just the instant death right there.
違った。
That 5% chance of making instant death on normal attack. Okay. Huh, 3 rider gems. And done. I'll go ahead with Master. You guys finish up here. What's going on here? It's lucky that these creatures weren't too strong, but...
It seems our strength has been halved.
Indeed, this strange false incarnation has more dire effects than I thought. At this point, we may as well be human. We might be in for some tough battles down the road.
Yes, it is difficult. But worry not, Sansen. The Buddha always watches and protects in forsaken lands.
That's very reassuring, Netta. How did it feel to you, Medea? Oh wait, did you set that battle out?
So, it only affects combat.
What is it, Medea? Don't tell me you're upset that we beat them before you could.
True, we may have overdone it. The albino girl saw us fighting.
I see. That could be very bad.
Do we silence her?
Be careful how you say things, Nessa. I'm merely worried about one of those beasts attacking her. I'm going to take a look around.
Okay, I'll examine these beasts in the meantime. Are you alright, Senpai? Senpai? Oh, I mean... Thank you for helping us. We could have an escape from those mean beasts otherwise. You saved our lives.
Sansen, Nessa, and Medea are putting out the campfire. They'll be here soon.
Oh goodness. Are you okay? Here, I've got you. I'm sorry. Now that we're out of danger, I was just so relieved that my legs gave out.
I'm Soapfrost. Can I ask your name?
Soapfrost. Of course, I'm Abigail. I live here in Salem. Who are you people? You don't look like sailors or merchants. We almost never get pilgrims or travelers here. And you're all wearing such strange clothes. We're the Soapfrost Company, a band of traveling performers. This is Soapfrost. He may be young, but he's still the ringmaster our troupe is named after. We got lost on our way to Salem and ended up here in the woods. Performers? Oh wow! You mean you came all this way from Boston? That's wonderful! I've never seen a real play before. Everyone's gonna be so happy!
By the way, do you know today's date, Abigail?
Oh, please call me Abby, Mr. Ringmaster. Today's date. Well, it's already past midnight, so that would make it April 21st. Yesterday was the Sabbath. The year 2. Oh,
is the year of our Lord, 1692. 1692? Of all the years come to the Salem?
Abigail, who are these people?
Oh, Uncle!
I don't know what you were thinking, taking the other children out into the woods in the middle of night. But I'll deal with that later.
Yes, Uncle. As for these people, Uncle, they're...
Well now, traveler performers, The other girls tells me you saved them from a pack of wild beasts. And you are a trooper's ringmaster, eh, Mr. Silkfrost? You must let me express my thanks. Let's see. It would be quite difficult to find a decent inn in Salem at this hour. And I can't have such upstanding young man and woman staying at the same flophouse as those ruffians from the wharf. Why don't you all come stay at my home, if that's alright with you?
That sounds great. Thank you. Wow! Do you mean it, Uncle? That's wonderful! It's the best news I've heard in my whole life!
That's enough, Abigail. You put all your friends in terrible danger. Once we get home, you will go straight to your room. You will have only water tomorrow for your breakfast and lunch.
Oh, that's so mean, Uncle.
And of course, you are forbidden to speak to our guests until I give you permission.
Okay, I understand. I will do as you say.
Oh yes, I still haven't introduced myself. I am Randolph Carter, a scholar. I adopted Abigail as my own daughter after her parents, my sister and her husband, passed away. Now then, it's getting rather chilly, and we can talk more tomorrow. You'll feel much better after you rested up from your journey in a nice, warm bed. I'll have Tituba fix you something to eat too.
Thank you, Carter. Appreciate it. Oh, now we can see the whole thing. Cool. How many courts I have? I have 29. Shit. Alright. No battle. There we go. Oh, wow. Shoo! Thank you for fetching the water, Tituba. I guess that will be my lunch today. Aw, please cheer up, Miss Abby. Where are our guests? Inside. Uncle went off to see the Reverend. I'm sure he'll be scolded again later. I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
How's the comms coming along, Mash?
I double-checked everything, Senpai, but I'm afraid...
It's not working? Well, that's not good. I guess not even Da Vinci's inventions always work perfectly. Nessa, try swallowing your oatmeal before you speak. Come to think of it, weren't you supposed to be, smarter? Cause stuffing your face when you're a guest in someone's home isn't really a good look, Especially when it's in a village that doesn't exactly seem to be overflowing with wealth. Besides, oats are for horses, not people.
I could do a much better job of preparing this dish, even with the same ingredients. This village just doesn't have the luxury of caring about food.
I do feel hunger in this body. It must be an effect of this false incarnation. Of course, I expect we will be regarded with suspicion if we were never seen eating.
Try not to be so uptight about it. It'll make things a lot easier if we go around pointing up our image as a bunch of weirdos. I was actually able to check out the entire village. I'd also spread word about our troupe a bit, so make sure you guys play along. You already finished investigating the area? It's not even afternoon yet.
Way to go, sis. Like you always say, first things first. So, what is the story with this village?
Like Abby said, this is definitely Salem in 1692. All the villagers' stories line up. The Puritans, who originally hail from England. Most of them are farmers, fishers, and hunters. But there's also blacksmiths and cloth dyers, not to mention the Reverend. They're all industrious colonists who wake up with the sun and spend their days hard at work. There are a number of warehouses at the wharf, along with boats headed for England and the West Indies. Huh? That doesn't line up with our history. Salem didn't get a major wharf until... Did you say boats? As in sailors? Medea? I mean, that certainly makes sense given that this is a port town.
You kinda seemed to like Lily for a moment there.
Don't you lump me in with that child! I guess there must have been an error in Sheba's observations. But still, I noticed other deviations from our history too. People still live their lives here just like they did in our own late 17th century. But they're not all the same people. There are lots of folks here who weren't on the list of Salem's original residents. I haven't yet managed to figure out what it is they have in common though.
I see. Guess that means this isn't the Salem of our past. For my part, I scoped out the local topography around Sunrise. And while the distinctive topography and architecture is still all there, the rest seems kinda off. There's a bunch of stuff that doesn't line up with the historical files Chaldea gave us. Then, as we suspected, this village is actually a cunningly crafted fake. So whoever built this place is only using 17th century Salem as a cover and has swapped out both the buildings and the citizens. Does this mean there's major historical change on par with the singularity from the insinuation of humanity taking place? What about the people living in modern Salem?
That's just it. There can't be more than maybe 1700 people here, sorry.
And I didn't see any place that could be used to keep the 50,000 people who disappeared.
50,000 people. I wonder where they could have gone. And that's not our only major problem. There's also the witch trials. In our own history, 1692 was the very year when the accusations that started the witch trials began. This is a peaceful village, or at least it looked that way on the surface. But I did also see farmers arguing pretty fiercely about who owned certain lands. They looked like they were nursing some major frustration underneath their pious exteriors. I don't blame the girls here for wanting to step out and let their hair down for a bit, like they did last night.
I took a peek at their grain stores, and it didn't look like they had much to spare. They must have a string of poor crops. Seemed to me like they just barely made it through the winter. This house just happens to be on the more prosperous side. There aren't many homes here that could accommodate guests.
For that matter, what if the images we got from Sheba were falsified? I can't deny that's a possibility, but... My oh my, are you already discussing your next performance? I hope that means you slept well, honored guest. Oh, Tituba, right? That's right, my name is Tituba. I'm Mr. Carter's servant. A servant? Huh?
I apologize for praying, Tituba, but may I ask?
You wish to know where I'm from? I was born on the island of Barbados in the Caribbean. A lot of people like me were. I may work for Mr. Carter now, but I used to work for Miss Abby's father. We were told that Abigail's parents passed away. That's right. They were both killed by native people in the forest. Miss Abby was very sad about it for a long time. I felt terrible for her. I don't know what would have become of her if her uncle hadn't come along. She's doing much better these days. It's wonderful to see her smiling and happy again. But now I hear she was nearly killed by a wild beast in the woods. She must have been frightened out of her mind. Killed by the natives. Native Americans. So this is why Geronimo said he would be putting Master in unnecessary danger if he came along.
Most people be pretty wary of outsiders after having their parents killed. But not her. She still seems real trusting.
Yes, she really is a very kind girl. She even goes out of her way to talk to servants like myself.
I hope you don't mind if we ask another question. Last night, there was another girl besides Abigail's friends who...
Oh, would you like at the time? I'm sorry, but I need to get back to work. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Thanks for the food. Master, a word, if you don't mind. What do you make of that servant?
That she was suspiciously good looking?
You mean preternaturally beautiful? No, I thought she was rather homely. Is something wrong, Medea? It's not safe to stay here. This place is being subjected to something more powerful than we realize.
Really? I'd say this place brings back some nice memories. The wind whistling through the gaps in the walls. The sour smell of horse shit. The head-splitting sound of church bells. The bland pastry food. The boring British small talk. Those hardly sounds like pleasant memories. At any rate, don't forget that we have a duty to help those missing 50,000 people, Robin. Oh, right. Sorry, I almost forgot about Frog Legs here hopping along after us. Would you care to say that again?
Now, don't start that again, you two! Tituba didn't do anything wrong! Why are you doing this? I think that came from outside.
That was Abby's voice. Guess the head of the house is back. Step aside, Abigail!
I'm the one who deserves to be punished, Uncle, not her. Didn't you see that yourself? Miss Abby?
The other girls and their parents say otherwise. They say that Tituba taught you a heretical ritual, and that you all snuck out last night to attempt it. I had them promise to keep quiet about it, so that rumors don't spread around the village. What in the world were you doing in the forest in the middle of the night, Abigail? Is something wrong, Mr. Carter? Mr. Soapbox, I'm afraid my niece was doing something even worse than I believed last night. Unfortunately, I can no longer permit her to attend your production.
What? But that's not fair.
Come on, we were all kids once, right? This is no mere mischief to be simply excused. It is fortunate you were there to ensure no one was hurt. But Tituba must be punished, and harshly, for fulfilling the children's heads with this nonsense. She will no longer be permitted to be in their company.
Punished? No, Uncle, please! She only told me because I begged her to. Please, Uncle, punish me instead. I'll take whatever punishment you see fit, even lashes. So please. It's okay, Miss Abby. I'll be alright. If I may, Mr. Carter. I understand how frustrating it must be to have a young girl under your charge running off at night. You must have been worried sick about Abby to have come so deep into the woods searching for her. That said, I know that wild beasts sometimes go after livestock, but I thought they usually stayed away from people like these days.
That's true, but it's just not just beasts we need to worry about. The nearby forest is very dangerous. Some even say that this land is cursed. That God himself has forsaken our village.
Abigail. Abigail? She just ran off. Mr. Carter? Leave her be. As for you, Tituba, you are no longer to talk about your hometown, no matter how much the other girls beg you. Is that clear? Yes, Mr. Carter. I promise I won't do it again. I'm so sorry about this. Oh. What should we do, Senpai? What do you think, Mash? Honestly, I'm worried about Abigail. I understand that the mission comes first, but... I see. So we'll split up into teams and investigate the village further. Understood. Our goal is to find someone trustworthy. Alright, Neza. What do you say? We go check out the ocean. Detection ability. Firepower. I'll stay in Mr. Carter's house, Master. It'd be dangerous to go around dressed like this anyway. And there's something nagging me about Tituba. I'll keep an eye on Mr. Carter too while I'm at it. Got it. Sounds good. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to take a break for that. Since it's gonna be such a long chapter, no battle going on for the rest of that first chapter. Well, why not? I'm just gonna go on, do some like, grab one more sync chords and I'll be ready to roll for that summoning. Holy fuck.
鋼鉄魔女出撃します。外敵に御社はエリザ粒子展開。
お任せ。夢のように片付けよう。ん？お望みのままに。それ。
それ。
Oh wow, really? First you turn
できません。
a gear drop, I guess. Fucking around with this bullshit.
お買い得です。よく見ておくように。はーい。もっとお買い得です。いいでしょう。はーい。へい。敵へ補足。いい粉砕します。
それ。
回避は許しません。デスカッター。エリザ粒子展開。やっちゃいまーす。やっちゃいまーす。
この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか。
全兵装よく見ていいでしょう。気に入ったわ。あなたの念入りにめちゃくちゃにしてあげる。 来いなさいブレストゼロエリゼベト。制圧終了です。ふん、焼け野原にされなかっただけ幸運と思いなさい。お勘定なさいまし。よく見ておくように。
それ
回避は許しません。はーい。
お任せ。夢のように片付けよ
お買い得です。よく見ておくように。はーい。
What?
敵へ捕捉。いい粉砕します。もったいないですね。回避は許しません。それ。シャラララーン、やっちゃいまーす。出番ですよ。いいでしょ。お目が高い。この唐室の底に秘された問いこそが汝を測り見定める戒めとなる。スリーエニグマズ。敵へ捕捉。毎度あり。
Oh, send me a message. Someone send me a Steam message. Apologies for that. Still safe.
私に頼るのね。いいでしょう。任せなさい。エリザ粒子展開。お目が高い。もったいないですね。はーい。回避は許しません。それ。 粉砕します。
お望みのままに。
敵へ補足。それ。
お任せ。夢のように片付けよう。
いいでしょう。
お望みの
よ
ままに。
く見ておくように。回避は許しません。
それ。
回避は許しません。粉砕します。
それ。
回避は許しません。シャラララーンシャラララーン。手伝うの気にしないで。さあよいいでしょう。気に入ったわ。あなたの念入りにめちゃくちゃにしてあげる。泣いて許しをこいなさい。ブレストゼロエリザイベト。終わりました。祈祷します。パイロットはクールダウンの準備をしておくように。
Alright, I'm gonna roll it. And I'm gonna go off to bed. Continue on for more Salem. Pretty gonna be a long chapter, not much of a battle, but you know, gonna be interesting. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna use a summon ticket. Not interested in another banner because I'll mostly be rolling on story summon very much because of our story lock servants. Ah. Expecting to get Archer Gale, Kip Gale thing. Ah, yes, Jaguar Warrior. Story lock. Okay. Oh! Yeah. Okay. Cool. I take that.
Servant アーチャー召喚に応じ参上した。
Cool, Shiro. Yeah, welcome aboard. Alright, time to roll for 10 rolls. Good luck. Alright, well, no luck. It's pretty much all that bunch of it. Except I got Emiya. That's pretty something useful. How many does he have? Probably should full out. Yes, he is. And what about you, fleshy boy? Yeah, full out. And him too. What about Chihuahua too then? Is he full out? Oh, just barely one away. Burn.
まだみようこそだ
And then, oh, where the hell is this Jackal Warrior? Since it's just story lock. Well, just got Emiya, that's it. Okay, well,
そろそろ食え
well then, I guess I'm gonna be heading off to bed. I have work tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll continue on for more Salem after the Valentine's 2020 farming is over. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna be heading off to bed. So thank you all for coming by, and I'll see you guys in the next part of that live stream. Peace out. Have a good night.